And for what it's worth, you're not like the monkeys we hear about all the time on Dino News Network. It was mostly peaceful, you know? It was mostly peaceful. The kind that hang around this part of town called Skid Row. You know? Thanks for sticking around a bit. It's nice to finally be able to tell someone all that. I wave Naser goodbye as I get up and start jogging for the bus stop. I gotta jog with a hammer in my hand, you know what I mean? I'm mentally fatigued after everything that's happened today. I checked my phone for the time. Or did he wear the boots? I'm moving on. I open the browser and go to a familiar sword swallowing. That's a new one. It's always basket weaving. Or Hungarian something. But sword swallowing, that's new. Jesus. Guess who got back from a perfect date? I hate every single one of you. Shit was so cash. 12 replies from a single post. I think that's a new record for me. 1 week later. The week's been a mix of excitement and trepidation. More excitement from FANG and the band, and trepidation for my part around FANG. Having come to terms with how I feel, I just can't stop noticing all the little things she does. Like her cute tail wagging to a silent tune, or her weird and funny way of eating, or how soft and huggable her wings look. Or out to Jesus, if this was what love is I kind of want to sample buckshot. And yet I don't want it to stop. Even now, as Mo and Reed work on clearing the floor of tables and making a noise. And I'm drooling like an idiot as I watch FANG bend over a large amp. Even now her tail wags to that mysterious beat in her head. Ahem. Not to mention the way those jings hug her hips. Ahem. Aren't you supposed to be helping? Oh yeah. Something like that. Yeah, right, just moving this table. I pick up the last table on the floor and hurriedly move it to the suspiciously large storage room in the back of Dynamo's. I set the table down with the rest, right next to the seemingly out-of-place bucket of cement mix. I told you he looked like a soprano. Looking out from the closet, the joint is actually pretty big. The area is a good 150 by 200 feet, so without the tables there's enough space for at least a few hundred people. Impressed, I let out a low whistle. Yeah, I'm on time, right? Where did you come from? Who are you again? I forget everything. We've met before. Stella from the school gardens. She gleefully nods. Yeah, Rosa should be coming any minute now, too. I haven't spoken to either of them since campus beautification. Well, other than Stella through the bathroom door, but that doesn't really count. But FANG and the rest will be happy they have at least 2 fans, right? You know, there's always room in the gardening club if you still want to join. There's no way I'm going back to that sort of prison labor. I look the pale green spine-covered thing up and down. You do know what your shirt says, right? What? Stella gives me a quizzical look and glances down her shirt, her face turning bright red. This was the only clean shirt I had. I guess she's supposed to be wearing something That looks different, but didn't feel like drawing over it. If I didn't feel the way I did about Fang, I'd think Stella stammering was kinda cute. Suddenly her face lights up and her eyes return to me. You like anime too, don't you? Don't accuse me of that shit. No need to reveal your power level. Listen, like Vegeta got a new form or some shit. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. What am I doing? It's the same fucking thing. I've seen a bit here and there. I don't have anyone else I can talk to about it. On his cross of rock. It takes all my strength not to physically cringe. We should watch it together sometime. I have the box set of every season. We could marathon it over a long weekend or something. Maybe some other time. I'll just block my calendar for this. Maybe for after the heat death of the universe. Anyway, the show isn't for another half hour. I wanted to ask you before, what did you think of your fortune? What? You got the judgment? Doesn't ring a bell. Would you like another? Sure. She pulls her deck of tarot cards from somewhere. Where the fuck does she hide those things? Yeah, somewhere in between her skills or something. Anyways, she fans the deck out. Take one. I take one at random and show it to her. Inverted Hermit. If you ever feel lonely, you can come to me. Gotta go, nature calls, see you at the show. She flees in denim-pissing fear. Well then, what was I doing again? Oh yeah, I step up to the stage to see the band's point of view. Flap. Arg. What the fuck was that? There's a loose cord over my foot. That's probably not good for the show. I stand up and wipe the dust from my pants. Trish is the organizer. Right now she's giving Reed a lecture on why it's probably a bad idea to put carfentanil in the smoke machine. Trish looks over her shoulder and Reed's face lights up. Can you get me here a second? Trish sighs, points between her eyes and Reed's and stomps over to the stage. What do you want, Skitty? Just tripped on one of the wires up here. Thanks. Bitch. Should I plug them into a surge protector so you guys don't fall during the concert? What? Of course not. It won't trip. I have that on good authority. Whose? Reed's. Can't argue with that. You trust his word on something like this? Sure. He's the expert. These people just coast through life without a worry. Before I can object, Trish turns away and runs after Reed, who is huddled over the smoke machine, pungent fumes wafting from its exposed innards. Seems like he's got that handled. Trish seems pretty confident that Reed knows what he's doing with the stage. But Reed obviously doesn't understand cable management. Which one won't ruin the concert? If this is a choice that matters, I don't know. Well, I mean, all you're doing is plugging back in everything that's already plugged in. But if you put it all in one surge protector, that shouldn't fuck with anything, but you never know. Whatever. Reed may not understand cable management, but neither did I. Better let sleeping fossils lie. Now that's taken care of. I glance at the pizza-themed clock on the wall. 30 minutes until the show starts. The band is doing one last sound test, Reed's bass drum bearing another new logo for Worm Drama. It doesn't look half bad. Trish has a wicked grin on her face, and I can practically see the dollar signs in her eyes. Gotta get that hand lotion, bruz. Fang. Fang looks anxious, hands wringing the strap of her hollow body electric guitar. I consider what I'm about to do extremely stupid, but hey. She jumps a little as I step back on stage. Her knuckles are bright white as they strangle the leather strap. Hey, the secret is support. I offer her my most supportive smile. You got this, Fang. I don't feel like I do, though. You do it. You've been practicing all month for this. And you've improved immensely since your last gig. I have complete faith in your ability to play guitar. Don't worry so much. Just don't fret about it and you'll be fine. Trish rolls her eyes, Reed's vacant stare has a bit of approval. At least it wasn't a dinosaur pun this time. I'm not that unfunny. You are? I'm hilarious. No one thinks that, loser. Don't you have something to be triggered about? Triggas be triggered. That's our word. Well, at least I'm not getting stomped this time. Want to see me do it again? Ladies, please, shut the fuck up. We got sweet music to play. Showtime. Alright, next up we got the... What? They go right into their next song with gusto. An hour later and the band is wrapping up their last song for the night. Take my eyes off the stage to get a read on the crowd. Easily a good 100 people showed up to see Worm Drama, better than any of us expected. The look on Fang's face when everyone began filtering into the restaurant was priceless. They were on the last song of the night, the bizarrely long name of which I missed. I just gotta ask, why is Hitler riding my bike, pretending to be a monkey? I should watch Look Who's Back eventually. Reed definitely wrote this one. The band really has improved, as opposed to booing and pointing at the audience is listening intently. At 3 a.m. You just look out your window through the blinds and you see such a sight and you don't know. You don't know anymore. In the morning on a fucking Tuesday. After the song ends, Worm Drama hangs on to the pose of their final note. It's silent. I applaud the band. Eventually some other patrons join in. The applause turns to cheers, and the cheers turn to uproar. The crowd was cheering. Actually cheering this time. The bandmates' faces light up, and they all glance at each other. Their hard work has taken its toll on the three, giving them varying degrees of perspiration. The sweat is trickling down Fang's forehead. Trish has gone from an afro to dreadlocks, and Reed is providing the restaurant with a nice ocean scent. Fang finishes with a furious flurry of strumming on her fretboard. Thank you, little Trudon. The crowd's approval is obvious, even in the makeshift mosh pit, where I see Stella getting fake curb stomped. At least I think it's fake, oh no. Stella. Rose is on the other side of the room, too entranced by the music to care. I don't see any blood, so she's good, I guess. Yeah! Before I could react, I was swept up in a blur of feathers. Oh my goodness. Fang wraps her arms and wings around me and kept rocking back and forth. We did it. They actually love worm drama. I tune out the alarm screaming in my head and hug her back. Her wings are just as soft and huggable as they look. Fang's beak settles against my cheek and the warm scales sliding smoothly up and down against it. This is kinda nice. Contact with another human being. Oh, God. I become aware of my hands planted firmly on the small of Fang's back and pressing her closer to me. Beneath my splayed palms is soft, warm, and drenched in sweat. I find that I don't really mind the slickness. Fang? I feel I could stay like this forever. Fang. Fang suddenly flinches and I get a split-second view of the purple hand on her shoulder. Her face is beet red and the warmth of my cheeks tell me I don't look far behind. Ugh. Trish looks like she's sucked on a lemon with how twisted her face is.
Now, if you'll excuse me, all this talk has made me hungry.
The tiny Triceratops pulls Fang out of my hands, and I can picture my fist twisting that horn right off her face. Great show, right? Well, I guess for our first show anyway. It was great, though. Everyone was cheering. But it was a small crowd. The place was packed. Small venue, we gotta think bigger now. Why bigger? Because I still have stock. She motions to the bar where there's still some hung-up shirts with the new mediocre logo lazily sprayed painted on. Have you sold much? 3 buttons, 4 stickers, and an apron. That is an apron I'd gladly wear while naked. An apron? Hey, kids! Look at this here all apron your little chicken friend sold. Oh my god. Yeah, I will gladly wear that. Trish looks split on whether to be mad about the trigga comment or happy about the successful sale. Someone took my apron. Get back to work, Jerry. You're on the clock. He stole that apron. It looks nice, Uncle Mo. You'll all be helping me with the cleanup, right? The absolute mess around us. Fuck. An hour later and I'm stuck mopping up where the mosh pit once stood. Ugh. As my mop head gains a huge tinge of red, I pray to God this isn't from Stella. Rosa wanted to stay and help clean, but... I am so sorry, Stella. Come, I shall nurse you back at my home. I'd feel more sorry for Stella, but Rosa looked capable of helping her. My God, that's a lot of Maradera. Yeah, that's what that is. Fang and Trish are trying to divide and carry out the stage. The mop really isn't getting much from the floor, and am I supposed to have a bucket or some shit? Yo, Hannon. Reed crosses right through the puzzles, tracking grimy footprint without a care. Hey man, what'd you think of the lyrics? Were you the one? What were you on when you wrote that? Reed rubs his forehead, struggling to remember more than 10 minutes ago. I don't know, man, the floor maybe. But I also distinctly remember floating. You know, dude, we've been doing this since junior year, right? And this is the first show that anyone's actually liked. Wild. You've only been playing together for a year? You know what, man? Crazy how time flies. Man, back then Trish had all these crazy long horns and glasses. Now there's a thought. How would Trish even look with glasses? Actually, how would glasses even work on any Triceratops? Fang wasn't Fang. She what? Probably shouldn't have mentioned that. Fang wasn't herself. Actually, that's probably something to be left for Fang and Fang alone to talk about. Sorry. Right. The only thing that stayed the same was, like, me and my carf, bro. How long has he been on that stuff? It was almost like a totally different time, man. Before I even got a moment to picture what it might have been like not even a year ago, Trish appears behind Reed. She looks like she's about to snap both our necks. What are you two talking about? Just talking about some memories of the band. You didn't tell him about anything about me, did you? Glasses. You absolute ass. Reed just shrugs. By this point, the restaurant has been mostly cleaned up, with only a few tables left to put back. We showed you... So, Annan, we showed you ours. Now it's your turn to show us yours. Out here in public? Didn't peg you for the kinky type. Trish inhaled sharply, visibly trying to master herself. I met with your old school. That's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Come on, Annan. Don't you have any good memories from your old school? No? Rather not talk about it. You told me about your parents. That seems to catch Trish's attention. And that look of expectancy from Fang, too. Guess it can't hurt. Well, I did try to get into music at one point. With how much you need my help in music class. Didn't say I was good at it. I was just clicking buttons and seeing what stuck. And spoiler alert, nothing did. I got a giggle out of Fang and a look from Trish. By the way, I saw you talking to that Stella girl before the concert. Yeah, something going on there? I felt a pit in my stomach as a look of betrayal crosses Fang's face. Right into Trish's trap, hook, line, sinker, and nod. Little did you know there's one of 8 endings, and it all relies on this. We're gonna go with a Hitler theme this episode, boys. I have a question for the comments. If you had a tiny clone of Hitler, would you torture him? Okay? Now, it's a clone of Hitler, so he didn't actually do anything wrong, but he thinks he did. So, would you fuck with him? Okay, just let me know your deep, thought-out answer in the comments below, alright? I do not have a thing for incontinentia. I should really start looking up words that I've never heard before. Who? Thought like we were talking about what's-her-face. The one with the Dino Duel cards. Remember Duel Masters? I thought those were Pocket Raptor cards. Weren't they Hand Egg cards? Football, man, football. Why do we call it soccer, and why did we make up our own version of football to say that we're the best at? I don't get it. Why do we call it soccer? I don't get it. Football, you play with your feet, not with your hands most of the time. England had a hard time scoring some fucking goals, by the way. They had a real hard time. Someone got thrown in a lake. Moving on. Anyone back home had your eye on then? Nobody at rock bottom was worth the time. Did you have to go... Did you have to do this every sentence? Fang's face softens, almost in a silent sigh of relief. Is there hope for me yet? Rock bottom, huh? I don't think you ever told us where you're from before. Shit. Oh, I haven't, huh? What is Annan's deep and mysterious past? I guess we're about to find out. Hey, who really cares where you went to last? Yeah, it's just a school. Was it in the sticks? Not exactly. It was certainly lower class, though. I used to buy bulk soda and sell them to the stupid kids for lunch money. What the fuck, Reed? Reed gives me a fist bump. I'd usually just go places on a crappy dirt bike, leaving donuts in parking lots when I was sure nobody was looking. Sounds like you were pretty cool at your last school. Don't know about that. Sure, man, why don't you... I don't get why you left in the first place if you had it so good. Think of something. I had to leave because, don't say something stupid, you only get one shot. Family issues. Nailed it. Bummer, man. Glad you're here instead. Yeah, thanks, man. Sounds personal. Guess we shouldn't pry. We're all friends here. Guess we're all friends at this point, to varying degrees. I let a contempt smile creep onto my face.
But sure enough, who makes another appearance?
I'm a motherfucking T-Rex! Yeah! Fuck yeah!
Hey, you stupid fucking kids! Get the fuck out of here. The Tyrannosaurus stomps over to us from the kitchen. Great job again on the show, punks. I knew my little Lucy could pull this shindig off. He clamps onto one of his tiny hands down on Fang's shoulder as he reflectively tries to hide her face with a... as she reflectively tries to hide her face with a wing. I'm in Spagoni all over again. Alas, I'm expecting a late night visitor, so I need you punks to piss off. Come by for a slice sometime, yeah? Thanks, Mo. Thanks a bunch. Now scram yous kids. I got a different kinds of cleanup to deal with. Tastiest front ever. And repressing that. A few weeks later. Things have cooled off since the concert back in February. There's no major events coming up, so the days have gotten longer. The weather has started to warm up as well. Each morning I've been walking through a thick blanket of fog that always dissipates my lunchtime. It's a drastic shift compared to the hot-cold binary of flyover life. Maybe I should ditch the jacket soon. Yeah, there's no way I'm showing the world just how much of a lanklet I am. He looks like he has an okay figure. Hey, maybe he kind of looks like that. There's this one dude that would get posted sometimes on Fit. He's got a bald, he's got glasses, and he's got like the most dad bodish body and by dad bod there's no, he's physically fit, but he's still got like a dad bod to him. Like, none of that body fat tightens up, you know what I mean? Somebody watching this may know who I'm talking about, but I'm just thinking about Scooby. Old Scooby. Even if it means being grilled alive. Geez, Annan, you look like you're dying right now. The sun can go fuck itself. Fang chuckles and pats my back as I lean over my desk. On second thought, tank tops seem cool. Reed is usually wearing one. Alright, class, the principal's got something to say, and you'll be leaving early. With that, we're all directed to the auditorium, where some of us will be nominated as terrific kids. All you would get is like a tiny-ass McDonald's toy and a sticker on the back of your parents' car. Remember Eddie the Eagle? I remember Eddie the Eagle. And I grew up in the early to mid 2000s. I shouldn't remember who Eddie the Eagle is, but I do. I think a guy came to school in a costume in the auditorium. I don't think they played that cartoon, but I think they did play like some sort of song on the speakers or some shit. Because I remember that song. Oh my lord. We didn't have assigned seating, so I immediately thought of sitting with FANG. Knowing better than to look through the ocean of students, I followed my nose to read. The fetid raptor was sitting in a very last row with Trish. It's always something. It's always something new. Yo! Reed's bellow easily eclipses everyone else. I wave back, hurrying past my awestruck classmates to claim my rightful throne. Saved us some zeets. I take a glance over to see Trish pouting. Fuck, he found us. The last students trickle in through the doors and take their seats. Mr. Carl takes the stage with an electronic mic. Alright, frickin' settle down, kids. We gotta... You know what? I might as well hear what his voice sounds like. Best of Carl. I'll watch this for a second so I don't get triggered by copyright.
Yeah! Tonight!
Oh my god.
Good morning, Carl. How's it going?
Oh, yeah. Good morning to you there, Mr. Food Monster. This is how it's going. Look at my freaking car.
Okay, there you go. Look at my friggin' car. Alright, friggin' settle down, kids. We got a special frickin' announcement from the frickin' principal. We got frickin' midterms coming up soon, and he frickin' feels the need to give you all a frickin' pep talk. The audience collectively groans. They throw their heads back. Principal Spears takes the stage. Mr. Carl holds the microphone out to him, but gets ignored. What a rude bastard. The student body covers their ears in preparation. Alright, you little punks. Like the man said, we have midterms to deal with in just a few weeks. And I don't want to see any of you slacking, only the best efforts will be allowed. These scores may not affect your overall grade, so many of you may decide to disregard them. It's a weak mindset like that can and will trap you. These tests are for you to see if you're on the right track or not. I expect you all to ace these exams because Volcano High is the best school there is. And I teach the best students there are here at Volcano High. Are there any questions, motherfuckers? Judging by the dead silence, there wasn't any. The principal gave a single approving nod and exits stage right. Alright, you kids, you're free to frickin' go. With that, the sea of students begins to funnel out of the auditorium. The four of us wait until the auditorium is half empty before getting up and making our way out the door. Our motley crew takes it to the front lawn of the school, and Reed falls flat on his back in the freshly mowed grass. You're gonna get that shit all over you. You're gonna, well, I guess he wouldn't itch because he's covered in scales and feathers. Later, guys. His breathing becomes a rumbling snore. You actually gonna study? We can go to the library. There shouldn't be anyone there. I don't think I'm allowed there anymore. Wasted too much bandwidth. All in like an hour-long session that they allow you for. Fuck using my own data to pirate all these games I'll probably never play. I wasn't asking you, douche. I just kind of want to just go home. Talk to you later. Yeah, later. Fuck you. Yeah, fucker. See you Monday. Before I can turn away, Fang's hand catches the sleeve of my unnecessary sweater. That's a sweater? Doesn't look like a sweater. I was thinking, Fang's grip loosens on my arm, leaving her hand the rest of my forearm. Wanna, study at my place? I kinda need help. With science, of course. Wouldn't your dad make me into a hunting trophy? I don't think you're that good of a catch. My ego. Besides, he's working a late shift tonight, and my mom should be out clothes shopping or something again. It's alright, you're just going to her house. Alone. It's just the two of us. Bill Withers, shut the fuck up. This isn't another parody that I'll get confused by. Oh, look at that. William Harrison Withers Jr. was an American singer, songwriter, and musician. Had several hits over a relatively short career. 1938, March 2020. So how are we going to get to your place? The bus. We can make it to the last one if we run. Go fuck yourself, Bill Withers. We make a mad dash to the last bus. I'm sweating like hell by the time we get there, made worse by the fact I'm still wearing my jacket. Or is that what I'm wearing underneath the jacket? Okay, I was looking at the outside and that didn't make any sense to me, but now it does. Must not expose skeleton arms. It's one of my favorite pictures, by the way. One of my absolute favorites. After a little while of being simultaneously fried alive and bathed in sweat, we finally made it to Fang's place. I obviously thank the bus driver again. Alone with Fang at her place. Bill Withers begins to blare inside my head again. Just fuck off, fuck. We can study in my room. Fang's room. Oh man, it's been a while since I've noticed the alarms. Sure, lead the way. Fang climbs the steps while I trail behind, wary of any hidden fathers laying in wait to ambush me. She holds a door open to a pitch-black room, and I tentatively step in. Home sweet home. I never took her for a freetard. Megalodon, Wheelhead, Dino. I'm guessing that's a Dio. You will shock. Some Arabic. Some friends right here. Where the fuck that is? Okay. I don't think I could stand having lights like that on all the time in my room. That'd bother me. Fang flips on the lights and I'm not quite sure what I expected. The black walls are covered with various band posters, the spaces in between covered by what I assume are lyric ideas, written in chalk. A few guitar strands and a keyboard in the corner below a non-binary flag hanging on the wall. Fang throws her bag off the side and picks up a guitar, strumming a few chords. I plant my hands in my pockets nonchalantly, looking around for a chair or something. Just sitting on the floor to weep. Not even a beanbag. What kind of lazy teenager are you? The kind that has expendable guitars in arm's reach. Fair enough. Use my backpack as a makeshift backrest. What's the guitar for anyways? Aren't we supposed to be studying? Or are we doing music first? This is how I get ready for studying. Strumming along puts me at ease. Fang picks up a spare guitar and pick from a shelf. She begins playing a short riff that I recognize from one of Worm Drama's songs, smiling and relaxing as she goes on. Like my own personal concert. When the song is finished, Fang gives an expectant glance my way. I smile and give a tasteful nod. You want to try? Fang takes off the guitar strap and extends it for me to play. Not sure what she expects me to do, but I could give it a shot. Though aren't we supposed to be studying for midterms? Is it really alright to slack off? I don't know why I'm bothering to save for each choice, because I'm just going to go through the entire thing again. I guess, I don't know. With just skipping, you know. I only really need to save for when I stop. Let's slack off. Yeah, what the hell? Why not? I take the guitar from her hands and put the strap on, letting its weight hang from my shoulder. Fang hands me the pick and I aimlessly strum the guitar, the mess of a noise sounding a far cry from her elegant playing. Tried. You know, like this. Fang grabs another guitar and motions me to copy her hand movements. Try to mimic her hands on the fretboard, but it feels like my fingers are twisting into pretzels. Not like that, your hand's gonna get cramped as fuck like that. Fang sets her guitar down on a stand and comes over to me. Holy fuck, no wonder you sound like a horny cougar. Wait, like the cat? Or, what did she mean by this? Or is it my playing, Jesus? I want to find this one clip of John Cena on Raw or whatever, where he says, like, you sound like two old cats having sex.
Boobies.
Her hand covers mine as she tries to readjust the position of it. Stop fighting back. Just relax your hand. I would if I could, but the goddamn alarms weren't freaking me out. Hold on. Fang walks behind me. Don't turn around. What? She's standing right behind me. She's standing right the fuck behind me. Her body presses against my back and her arms come around, each of her hands taking my own and guiding them into proper position. Ugh. Are you paying attention? Totally. But my voice didn't just crack. Fang's hands move mine along to the neck of the guitar. Try these chords. Her fingers press mine down, holding down the strings in an awkward position. Then this. My hands are slid down closer to the base of the neck and too close to my crotch. Are we gonna be playing Holy Dino? And then finally this. My fingers are shifted back up to the middle of the fretboard. Try that out, Annan. Fang lets go of my sweaty hand. She doesn't move from behind me, though. But there's this weird bump. There's this weird lump that's going kind of down the side of my pants leg. And I just don't know where it came from. I try and replicate the movements. The first strum sounds not bad. The second note is horrendous. I blame my pants. And the last chord comes out alrightish. Now do it all together. I repeat the pattern and it comes out sounding alright. Again, that didn't sound too bad. You're getting it. I have no idea what these chords are. I keep strumming, each time progressively sounding better and better. Now try playing chords of your own. I thought you were showing me how to play a song. I'm teaching you how to play a guitar, you dork. I reposition my fingers and try something new, producing several more horrid sounds from the instrument. My pinky slides off the fretboard, and when I strum again, a strange look appears in Fang's eyes. Try something cool. I don't think it matters, but whatever. That was really pretty. Really? Pretty shit. Pretty interesting. Keep going. Keep it simple. You can do better. Maybe I can put this back up a little bit. Okay, that's enough of that. That's pretty good. Don't stop, you idiot. Keep going. Damn you, Sheldon. Damn you and your poorly coded N64 emulator. Zimbabwe. Keep it simple. Strum with confidence. Try something random. I like this. Play it again for me, Johnny Guitar. I oblige and repeat notes several times. Fang's tail starts wagging along with my strumming, turning into her usual metronome. She takes a guitar from me and sits on the edge of her bed, toying with the chord I was strumming. I think I figured that song out. The tail slaps some simple beat on her mattress as she slowly builds up a rhythm of her strumming. Her head bobs along, wings relaxing as the guitar tone starts picking up. I should go check and see if you can, if there's a soundtrack download, or what. The song born from the guitar was mesmerizing. Started soft with gentle tumbling trills, a slow jam at first, but eventually it grew into something more. The crescendo crossing, the strings reshaped the music. The transformation into a weightier rock piece was seamless. More than just fingers and a pick, it was as if Fang put her entire life's effort into this. Thinking back, she must have made countless songs like this. Most of them never heard by anyone and left forgotten. She soon started to hum with the song she was playing, harmony and melancholy blending with the melody. As Fang poured her very being into that instrument in her hands, it dawned on me what this was. A lyricless ballad. An instrumental aria. Musical notes that bore the weight of words she couldn't divine. All of which sounded beautiful, melding together into a harsh yet intoxicating piece of dissonant serenity. Eventually, she started a thing. The fading softness of strings and harshness in her humming as she slowly laid the guitar to rest. The music had stopped, but her own emotions wore on. Fang sat there looking down at her guitar, realizing she showed me something she had never shown anyone before. Fang bit back tears, fighting the sob that threatened to spill from her. She sets her guitar down and slouches, rubbing her eyes and trying to repress her inner turmoil. Instinct pushes me to my feet, carrying me forward to the vulnerable girl sat on plush duvet. Now is not the time to fuck up words, man. All that matters is her, the part of me that felt scared at that thought, that wanted to remain isolated in my comfort zone, that wanted to pretend that no one else mattered. That part was ejected, forcibly. Fang grasped as I wrapped my arms around her. Annan, the frailty of her voice makes my heart ache. That song was amazing. It really was, because it was her. Her heart and soul were carried within it, her very being. My heartfelt words reached her. The dam burst. She felt like a porcelain doll in my arms. Tears of sorrow and relief stained my shirt, and wet my chest. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Unlike the rooftop, Fang's voice was a weak mumble, broken by hiccups and uneasy breaths. My embrace as soft as I cradle her, soothing her with slow rocking. We stayed like this, my arms claiming the fragile and spent girl. I have no clue how long it lasts, but Fang is able to compose herself with time. I let her move away, choosing to sit next to her on the soft mattress. Her eyes are puffy and red, and once again her makeup has left tracks of orange and black on her cheeks. And once again she shares with me that smile. But this time I can tell exactly what that soft expression means. Relief. God, Anna, that's twice now. My bad, how are you feeling? I don't know. She looks down at the guitar she left aside. I lean over her lap, carefully taking the instrument by its neck and bringing it to my lap. Can you teach me? What? Can you teach it to me? She looks at the guitar and then me. Her surprise slowly turns into happiness. Hold up a second. She stands from the bed and goes for another one of her guitars. Along the way, she grabs a shirt off the floor, using it to wipe her face. When she comes back, Fang sits closer than before, our shoulders together. So, for the opener, after what feels like hours of back and forth to learn guitar, my arms feel like they're about to fall off. Fang is an unexpectedly patient music teacher. She ends up correcting the same mistakes I make over and over with little more than dweeb. I ended up calling it quits halfway through the 20th practice song. By that point, my acoustic screeching turned into something that resembles actual music. You're no Stega Slash, but not half bad for one lesson. I'll take it. I fucking suck creatively. You made that railgun way back when. That was something I read online. Still managed to make it. Yeah, but that had, like, instructions and shit. Anything that needs imagination, and it's like I'm epileptic with Down syndrome. What about your wordplay? Not telling her about those shit postings I make. Guess that's the best I can do, I guess. Fang's fingers trace along the strings of her waiting guitar. How about a jam session? What? Not that kind of jam session. Fuck. So what's the whole pirate princess thing about? What? Where does this come from? She doesn't have a candle, so I'll be fine. The guitar pick bounces off my eye. Ow. Told you not to mention that. I know. Sorry. But really though, what's the deal? Just something I did sometimes. Play pretend. All kids do that. This was a bit different. When I pretended, the world seemed so much better. So I ended up doing it for months at a time. Years even. It's all over now? Yeah. Just embarrassing memories. Sometimes I do miss it though. Being someone new, trying to figure everything out again. Fang wasn't Fang. Anyways, I can go ahead and just try playing. She reaches over and plucks a string from the guitar I'm holding. Just whatever comes to mind. Yeah, just play whatever. All hell broke loose. What the hell are you doing here? All three at... What? Record scratch. Freeze frame. Yep. You're probably wondering how I got in this situation. Well, you see, it all started with me here in the girl I like's room. I was learning to play guitar, and I need to turn down this volume. I was learning to play guitar, maybe even getting a little good at it. Then right out of nowhere I tell ya, the scariest motherfucker I've ever seen in my life shows up. Yep, you guessed it. It's the lady's dad. No warning or anything. And he brought his murder weapon. My laugh flashes before my eyes, and my first thought is, God, my life sucks. The FANG bits were pretty cool, I guess. I at least hope someone deleted my browser history. Anyways, back to the show. Out now. It takes all my strength to prevent my bladder from doing its best Stella impression right about now. I silently head to the door with Judge Dredd to my back. I am the law.
You betray the law!
A sympathetic glance from FANG on the way out. Walking out the front door, I feel my heart stop as his talon-like nails begin to dig into my shoulder. At that moment, I learned a very important lesson. Better her claws hurt like crap, man. Next time I catch you alone with my daughter, I will use your head as a Rubik's Cube. He gives me a shove off the porch and I hear the door slam behind me. I can hear her father's raised voice from here. God, he's like all the chill pills, man. Maybe some carf. God damn it, Reed. I turn away from the luxurious home and walk down the pathway to the sidewalk. And things were getting, I don't know. But like after FANG's song, she was... Why are emotions so fucking difficult? As I wait at the bus stop, I decide to break down everything that happened. We didn't study at all. Well, maybe music, I guess. For after Jesus, Mr. Jingo is a shit music teacher compared to her. But really all I can think about is how she was after that song. I saw something... I don't know how to fucking contextualize it. In the moment I thought I knew, holding her in my arms. Zzz, zzz. A text? That's rare. Hey, out earlier. Thanks. For like hanging out. Sorry about Dad. There was a pause. The animated ellipses. That's how you say that word. I forgot how to say that word for a second. Ellipses showing FANG was writing something longer. About that song, I want to work on some lyrics for it. So like, how about we hang out again and write some? I consider my response thoroughly. Sure. Another session like that? Think of FANG standing behind me, guiding my hands again. My cheeks warm as I recall the feelings of her hands over mine. I wonder how she feels about me. I mean, she's shown so much of her now. On all the cheek nuzzling. Just like Nazir or Naomi. Maybe. 2 weeks later, I'm looking over my final grades for this semester. My science score is barely passing. I want to say it's because of FANG's and mine study sessions. Every time we would try to study, it would always become jam sessions or lyric writing. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Spending more and more time with her was fun. Seeing this side of her makes me feel so lightheaded, like I'm floating on clouds. Although the sheet rope escapes from FANG's dad... Wait, the sheet rope... Oh, okay. Okay, it took me a second to understand what was being said. The sheet rope escapes from FANG's dad were starting to leave serious rug burns on my palms. As a bonus, I aced music class. The midterm was a demonstration, and the fact I was able to play guitar even shittily was enough. FANG seemed proud of the fact that I was able to play well enough to get a passing grade. Or rather proud of herself that she was that good of a music teacher. Her way of congratulating me was to hip-check me right into my locker, only to apologize while laughing her ass off. Actually, the whole ordeal made me remember I had this old music program installed on my computer. It's incredibly outdated, but free is free. Just download Snoot, man. I mean, I guess that's how I'm compressing my audio files now. Thanks, G. I appreciate it. Several hours of decade-old tutorials later, oh my god. Jesus. I finally start cobbling together a loosely musical-sounding rhythm. I couldn't find a reverb option, so I overlaid the same instruments with a lower volume where I wanted it. People probably won't notice. I'm starting to get why FANG likes doing this sort of thing. It's sort of like the act of creating something and being able to say, I made this. You made this? I made this. Exporting the file and uploading it to a music site, I await my audience to start amassing before me. I see, I already have a comment. Never make anything again. Ever. Just a day in the life of an unappreciated artist. End of midterms means the start of a new quarter, halfway through the semester, and things have been going pretty good. I didn't completely fuck up so far, and I think the rest of the band is starting to warm up to me, especially FANG. In fact, we've been hanging out more in the auditorium after school. A bee stung my toe, and it itches like the dickens. Instead of band practice, we've been making use of that repaired projector, watching shitty movies and playing games on Reed's X-Rocks. Why are you so deep in thought, Annan? There she is. The Mandarin Manchurian who rips me away from my monologue. During homeroom, Spears came on the announcements to declare an assembly for the senior class. Or in his own words, S is in those seats now. Naomi has taken the opportunity to walk with me through the hallways. So, what do you want? So I heard you and FANG went on another date the other day. She did. It wasn't a date, we were just hanging out. Just kicking Reed's ass and rock ring free. Please give Mammoth bone armor. You do anything fun with Nazer lately? Nazer just had another track meet. That always works. His high jump form is so perfect. Man. He looks so dazzling in his track and field uniform. All I want is a bitchy, overweight, red-headed woman. That's all I want, man. And his physique. I tune her out as she covers her profusely red nose. The less I can think of Nazer's body, the better. We get to the auditorium once again, and I look to the back row to find her spot. Empty. Over here. FANG and Trish are sitting in the front row. Next to them is Reed huddling behind a cart with the projector he's fixed on it, messing with the cords. What's the deal? Why are we sitting in the front all of a sudden? Spears asked me to man the projector. First I was like, say what? And then I was like, yeah man, sure. So here I am. Sure. I take my seat next to FANG. They say if we're here yet? Nope. Since we're seniors, it's probably some other stupid pep talk about our futures. Bet it's a fundraiser. I'm like good at selling things and stuff. I'm sure you are, man. Yeah. Actually, I've been meaning to ask, what exactly is Carf? You don't know, man. Or fentanyl, the wildest stuff a dino can get. Really now. They used it. It was used in war by skinnies a while back. Oh, that skinnies, because skin. Okay. It's a deadly tranquilizing agent. It's only deadly when you make it wrong, man. But yeah, it's great stuff if you know how to do it. Have you tried any? Once. Woke up hanging upside down from a tree with Naomi's clothes on, hugging a fake skeleton. See, when I do it, it just makes me dizzy for a few hours. Can I see some? Absolutely not. Why not? That stuff's 100 times more powerful than horse tranquilizer. It'd melt your skin, make your heart burst. I heard a human tried it once and exploded. I bet. You just don't want to share. The last of the seniors trickle in and take seats near the front. Eventually, Spears takes the stage. He begins to make sure everyone's covering their ears before beginning. Ugh. Alright, as you all know, graduation's coming up soon. We're gonna go over that whole process. Gotta go over the whole process, but first the student council has a brief presentation to give on the subject. Floors are yours, Stucco. Spears gestures his hands towards Naomi and Nazar, who show up from behind the stage curtain. Stucco? The chiffon Zarina brings a wireless microphone to her snout. She begins reciting a well-rehearsed speech in her usual snooty manner. More plastic than person. Why, thank you, Principal Spears. The projector comes to life, displaying a basic slideshow title card reading. Read how you know when to move it forward. It's when she crosses her fingers. Check it out. Now, this is a very important turning point in your life. That's one of these. I need a nap. As soon as I closed my eyes, I felt a malevolent force looming before me. Somehow, I felt like opening my eyes was a bad idea, but keeping them closed was an even worse one. At least there's cute little designs on the slides. There's a little penguin with a graduation cap. There's a school mascot and a party hat. Even has a fog-up window. A lineup of various graduates with a token human at the end for diversity. Typical. There's some scientists and engineers holding hands. I need that on my wall. There's a triceratops holding onto a branch with the text, "Hang in there, baby." There's me 2 years ago when I photoshopped myself with an anime girl. Wait, what? Hey, you could play it off as somebody pulling a joke on you. I mean, you can easily do that. Just get to the front there. Yeah, just get up to the front, take the microphone, and say, I think somebody's being an asshole. Why? The world stopped turning, no one around me is moving, and there's no sound at all. Why is that here? I deleted everything. So why the fuck is it here? My body feels like stone as I try to turn to see if anyone else has seen this. In the end, I can't bring myself to move at all. It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter, but I already feel their endless gazes. I feel lightheaded. There's what feels like a lump of lead in the pit of my stomach. There's a dark spots forming in my sight. When I finally breathe again, the world restarts. The laughter hits first. A monstrous guffaw from behind that's joined by every other senior in the room. Change the slide, change it now. I am. More pictures, so many more pictures. Each one more embarrassing than the last. Oh God. I'm no better than Metal Griffin. Shit. There's a loud crash right next to me and the entire room becomes black. Did I faint? Is this real life? Is this just fantasy? And still awake. The lights come back on and my eyes burn. The projector's on the floor, lens shattered across all over the floor. The laughter is even louder now. I laugh too, man. That's fucked. Reed, how the fuck did this happen? I just used the Why would Trish wasn't in her seat? In the corner of my eye, I notice someone running for the entrance. She's making a mad... How did she even get that? Jesus Christ. Stop her! That hand lotion, man. They're out to get you. She continues dashing towards the exit. Oh, and right into Spears' hand. Literally. His baseball mitt of a hand covers that fucking rude bitch. Covers her face entirely. Even... Oh my god. All of you get your asses back to class. Spears motions for me to follow him, but I feel paralyzed by everything that just happened. I bury my face in my hands and just groan. It's rock bottom all over again. Fang tugs at my arm, trying to get me to follow. I just can't find the energy to move anything right now. I bet Stella feels kind of betrayed right now. Fang frantically looks around at the hysterical crowd, trying to come up with something. Eventually, I feel Fang put her arm over my shoulder as she tries to get me to stand. She drapes her wings across my back, creating a barrier between me and everyone else. Without saying a word, she leads me out of a side door towards the principal's office. What the fuck just happened? Hey, how is this happening to me? You gonna be alright? How did Trish find those dumb pictures? Don't listen to those pricks. Was Reed in on it? All of them dumbasses. He couldn't be. What would he gain from something like this? It'll blow over. What would Trish gain from something like this? That's pretty easy to figure out. Like none of them talk about our shitty concert. I know she doesn't like me, but this was like that was fucking a month ago. This is fucked up. I'm gonna rip her stupid horns off and give her a couple new holes to breathe with. It'll be all good. I think Fang's dad has a thing going on with the golf clubs. Had a thing going on. See if you can give me a couple pointers. I'm gonna American History X her ass. Just need some time to forget it happened. The squeak of sneakers catches my attention, and as I turn to see Reed approaching us down the hall. I thought Spears sent everyone back to class. Can't just sit in class while all my hombres are going through some pretty heavy stuff, you know. I got something I need to get off my chest anyways. Busy dealing with being doxxed here. Wait. Get what off your chest? Were you in on it? Fang's questioning glare makes Reed shudder. I don't get the wrong idea, man. How did this happen? No, it went more like I was getting the projector set up earlier, right? Something was wrong with the lens and I didn't have enough time. So I asked Trish to go get the thing from Naomi. Guess she must have, changed the slides before giving it to me. And you didn't think to check? Reed deflates. Damn it, Reed. Well, I guess he wouldn't have much reason. Trish isn't a bad person. Sure has a funny way of showing it. I know you're still hurting from what she did, but what could have possibly given that away? Let me finish. Reed's raised voice takes the wind out of my lungs. That's the first time I think I've ever heard him raise his voice. She messed up pretty bad, bro. Massively. Hugely messed up. Not gonna argue with that. She abused my trust too. But when she gave me the presentation from Naomi, I didn't think she'd do anything like that. But did you even consider why? Because she's a two-bit cunt? Reed sighs again with a noticeable lack of smoke surrounding him. You and Trish have always been at each other's throats. But why even? I open my mouth to answer, but can't even find the words or the reason. Did you ever consider why Trish has always given you a hard time? Not really. Another sigh, this time with an expectant look from Reed. Did you even try? No. That's the problem. Reed has a pained expression on his face, and a quick glance shows Fang is even worse. I know it sucks. Trish tricked me and all too, and it hurts, you know? But maybe try and think why Trish did this, alright? Introspective sort of mood right now. I refuse to accept that I had any part to play in this debacle other than being the victim. I guess he might have a point. Trish can still burn in hell for all I care. 3 months. 3 months from graduation, and you pull a stunt like this. Spears' stern voice grilling Trish in his office rips me away from my thoughts. Good, she deserves it. I've half a mind to have campus security escort you out of here and send you to Reef City continuation. Fang and Reed both hiss at that. What the fuck does that mean? You have 5 minutes to explain why I shouldn't do that right now. I couldn't hear Trish's full response through the door, but she was obviously crying. After what she did? Fang leaned in, trying to listen through the door, to hear what that bitch was saying. Because of her arms, I was pulled closer too. I heard the trollops whimpering and wanted nothing more than to really make her cry. All his fault. I did fucking nothing to that pimple pole smoker. I didn't know what else I could do. Not fucking show half the school the cringiest thing I've ever done and commit what amounts to character assassination. Some asshole from the sticks. I'll show that cunt some fucking sticks. Driving Fang away. What does Fang have to do with any of this? She wasn't the one bitching about every damn thing I do. I glance over to Fang, whose expression seems even worse now. Looking at her this way makes a part of me feel even shittier. Like I did cause all this. Fuck Trish, though. She's been an ass to me from the beginning. Will you please step in my office? Spears' voice shocks me from my eavesdropping. What am I supposed to say to Trish? Fang tries to give me a reassuring smile, but it's so fragile. Like this is all her fault, and not that backstabbing bitch. Reed gives a silent nod, no thumbs up this time. I enter Spears' office, and my eyes are immediately drawn to Trish, sitting in front of his desk, surrounded by crumpled up tissues. Oh. Is there anything you'd like to tell Annan? I've never seen her like this. It's all your fault. Who are you to come here and take Fang away? You're just some nobody from the middle of nowhere who only cares about yourself. I helped pull Fang out of her shell and made her a social pariah in the process. My band was doing great before you came here. I set up the only successful show you've ever played. And then you show up and start manipulating everyone. Because you're a selfish control freak. Everything has to revolve around you. Fang and Reed and me are going to make it to the top. But you stole everything from me because you didn't understand us. No one understands us. Trish is cut off by a horrid sob, her head falling into her hands and new tears spilling from her eyes.